How's everybody doing? Welcome to episode 2 of Vintage Survival. I've got a few things on the agenda for today. First things first is I'm going to create another field in that corner over there. Probably a bit bigger than this one because I think I made this one a bit small. That's fine, we can make it bigger next time. But yeah, we're going to go down there pretty much as big as we can go in that corner. That's going to be job number 1. So first things first, we need to jump on the old farm all. Kick her in the guts. Alright. Let's get her hooked up to the trusty little plough here. The big one today is I would like to try and, get out of debt. Well, not out of debt, but not have this negative monies that we seem to have acquired. Definitely not from me being a complete and utter moron. But that would be nice to try and get rid of a lot of that if we can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up about even with that. Come across about this far. Remember my buttons. Now we will lower the plough down into the ground. And we'll get a ploughing. It's going to be a bit bigger and a bit longer of a job to do this field, but I reckon it'd be worth it by the time we are done. It's going to be a decent sized field as well. It's going to be at least twice as big as that one, so it's going to take a little while to plough this one into the ground, so I might do it for a bit and then stop and go and find something else to do. Where do we want to stop? I reckon in line with that fence. Right around there, I reckon. Let's pick it up out of the ground. Alright, and we'll head straight towards this way. But yeah, I had a lot of fun, even though I'm an idiot in the first episode. I've never done one of these before. I've always wanted to, but never really got around to it. So I thought this was the best opportunity that I've had in a long time to finally give it a crack. I mean, what's the worst that can happen is I'll look dumb on the internet. I already look dumb in real life, so might as well let everybody know just how dumb I really am. Alright, so let's get this down in the ground here. Go across this way, try and keep it fairly straight. Oh, that's the wrong button, hang on. What am I doing? That's what I was looking for. Lovely. Bit like a little bit of first person action, I just can't really see all that well where I'm going. This might be crooked as all crap, but that's okay. This is going to be a big field. I may have bitten off a bit more than I can chew with this one. But what's the worst that can happen is it takes me an episode or two to finish ploughing it in and getting it sorted. I still think that's a pretty good idea. Right. See how well I lined this up. So that field next to me, I was hoping to be able to fertilise that this episode, but I don't think that's going to happen with how much money I've got in the bank of minus. So I'm just going to work on trying to increase that level to something more than minus would be ideal. But yeah, so that is going to be our next big field, or our next field. It's going to be a decent sized one, but it's also going to take a decent amount of time to get a crop into it. So we'll drop this back into the ground here. And yeah, we'll do another lap or two and we'll see how we're going for time, but yeah, it's going to be a good day. Whenever you're driving tractors, it's always a good day.
I stood where willows touch the tide, with lanterns lit on either side. The crossing called when dusk grew cold, a place for stories to unfold. I find the stones now worn and bare, no voices left, just evening air. The bridge is gone, the path unclear, but still I feel you linger whispered names into the mist, each one a soul the river kissed. Their memories in water lie beneath the ever-changing sky. I reach through reeds and shifting ground. Your voice is there, a haunting sound. Though years have passed and names are worn, the crossing waits where we were born. Beneath the moon, the waters breathe. They guard the truths we once believed. A silent vow, a thread still tied between the worlds we now divide. We are the echoes on the stream, the fading light of someone's dream. Though time may wash the trail away, the crossing sings, we've not decayed. We've not decayed.
Right, so I had a look in the contracts area and there's nothing really that I think I can complete at this point, so I'm just going to continue on making this big ass field and we will go from there. Right, so we are coming to the end of this finally. It's been a long process, but it's been really satisfying sounds. It's a great sound having, you know, breaking ground in the plough. Wow, I can't put words into, well, anything today. Yeah, it's been a great old time. If I could learn to bloody drive, that'd be nice. Not drive past what I want to plough. So I'm just going to clean up the last little bits that I've missed. There's a couple of spots here and there that just need to finish off. It'll only take me a second or two, and then we'll have a look and see if there's any more jobs popped up in the meantime. It's another section done, and then a bit just up here. Might make it a little bit weird for seeding, but that's fine. Right, let's go and chuck the plough back in its home. So there we go. That's a good chunky field there. I reckon we got room for one more big one right there. That'll be us set for quite a while, I reckon. Oh God, doing donuts apparently. Let's get this backed on into the shed. Spin around. Starting to take the paint off the moldboards here, so lower it down. Disconnect it. Alright, let's just jump in the old laptop and we'll see what jobs are available. Right, so there is no jobs that I can really do. I got cock blocked a little bit, or cock teased I should say. There were a couple of harvesting jobs for about $4,000, but they were both for spinach. So not something I can harvest. So what do we want to chuck in here? Let's just bring that up because I can't remember what we need. That button. Oat canola. I reckon we're going to chuck canola in this field just because we've already got some wheat on the go. So let's get her lined up here. This is usually a much quicker job than ploughing, so get her turned on and we'll get her in the ground and sown up. But yeah, so like I said in the last episode, it's not going to be the greatest yielding crop because we just don't have any means of fertilisation at this stage. It is something I really want to buy quite urgently, is a little sprayer or a spreader or something, probably a spreader. Just to, you know, bump up the yield, and then it also gets us more jobs we can do. I also do want to get a proper cultivator so that we're not having to plough the field every time. It'll make working with a lot easier and you know, make prepping the field for the next harvest a lot easier than, well, running it with the plough all the time. I got damn close to the edge of this field. Apparently I knew exactly where the edge of the yard was and I nailed it. Yeah, so that's in the short term, that's the goals. Would like to try and get fertiliser spreader. Preferably on this field would be nice. But being realistic, I'm not sure if it's going to happen. It's going to come down to whether or not we get another, probably harvest job in a field a similar size, which may not happen in the time that we've got, but that's fine. I contemplated doing a seeding job, but with the rate that this thing's using seeds on my little fields, it's going to use a lot to do any of the other fields on the map, so I just don't have the money to be buying more seeds at the moment. So there we go, we've done a lap now. We are going to continue going round and round in circles. I've got slightly wider working width, so it shouldn't take us too horribly long to get this done, and yeah, we'll see if anything else has popped up by the time we finish this. I will see you then.
The kettle sings, the screen lights up. Another day, another cup. The morning slips between the cracks, and I can't seem to pull it back. The city hums, the hours blur. Moments pass, but none occur. I chase the time I'll never keep. It fades like footprints in the deep. It's faster than the light, this life that moves out of sight. I blink and it's already gone. Still I try to hold it on. Just a breath, just a pause in a world that never stops. I write my name in morning frost, but by the noon the mark is lost. I talk to clocks, they never wait. They turn the key, they close the gate. It's faster than the light, this life that moves out of sight. I Still I try to hold it on. Just a breath, just a pause in a world that never stops.
Alrighty, so we're coming to the end of seeding this field up, which is good. It'll be a good amount of money when we do get this one off. The starting time is really the hardest time of all because you've got to really be careful with what you spend your money on. It really didn't take all that much to seed this place, but at the same time I don't think canola gets planted at a super high rate, so that's fine. We've got that done and dusted, so we will go and chuck the seeder away, and we might have to look for another job to do. Preferably, something where we might make a little bit of money, because again, I want to get out of negative money this episode. So let's just lower this down in here, knock her off the back. Yeah, so there are no jobs that I feel like I can complete, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and sleep, and we will wake up tomorrow and we'll have another look then.
3 days later.
Right, we've got field 67. What's in that? Soybeans, so that's not a high yielding crop. I'm going to slow time down and I'm going to go for that. I'm going to accept that contract. It's going to take me a little while, but it's a job that we can do. And I'm going to head over there, and jump in my combine and head over there. Alright, so the old combine's still parked up at the store where we left it. It's going to be a long drive to get up there, but that's fine. We'll head up there now. Oh my, I am causing quite a large amount of traffic. Oh, no, I think everyone's going to turn off. It's fine. Sure could go for a steak burger right about now. If you know anybody growing any wheat so I can make some bread, let me know. Oh my god, I had traffic again. They're still following me. You guys don't want to come this way. I'm very slow. Oh my god. It's okay, I'm turning off up here, guys. Which is when they want to come down here. But we have arrived at the field. So let's get the old girl kicked in the guts, make sure all the belts are working. And we will start harvesting these soybeans. Hopefully my tank doesn't fill up super quickly because it's a very long field. So I'm hoping to be able to not need to do 700 runs to the sell point because that is quite a ways away. But no, my luck, it's going to be 600, 700 odd runs back and forward, so we are already filling up pretty quick. We're at 10%. We haven't done 1% of the job yet. It's going to be a long day. I have got the time slowed right down for this one because I can't afford to lose the money for this. Hey, we ticked over 1%. After how badly it went in the last episode, I just need some kind of money to come in to make me feel a little bit better about myself, mainly. But yeah, it's going to be a long harvest, this one, for these guys in this tiny little combine. But I'm up for it. It'll be a good way to test out the old girl. Luckily it's nice flat land because I don't think it'd do very well with a big hill. I normally check and forgot to before I accepted this job. I just saw that there was one I could do and went for it, which was risky, but it's fine. But we are looking good to be able to do an entire run without having to, or an entire run before needing to empty, so that's going to make me a little bit happier. Which will also mean that there's going to be a lot less runs to the store than I thought, which is good. But it is going to be a slow old job for us, so we're just going to have to buckle up Get rid of the map. Listen to the lovely sound of the combine working hard. It's a lovely sound, isn't it? Alright, 50%, so we're not going to be able to make a run down and back, so that's fine. And I skirt round to at least one headland before I start going up and down the middle. But before I finish the headland, I'm obviously going to need to go and pick up the patrol again and start shuttling back and forwards. It's a good sized field, this. Not good sized equipment for it, but... And it was honestly a bit bigger than I thought I was going to go for, but I had to take what was available, and this was available, and I need the money. I've got minus $3,000 at the moment, so what I'm hoping is that that'll be enough to get me make sure I've got fuel and everything, because we're almost used a quarter of a tank in this thing after failing that last job. So this would definitely need to have fuel put in it, just as peace of mind for me. And I would also like to try and get a fertiliser spreader of some sort, because that will open up another row of jobs for me where I can make a bit of money. Obviously it's not going to be anything big, but I don't think anything I'm going to own for a long time is going to be much bigger than what I've got. So, right, so we're about 3/4 full on this first tank, so just have to bring the patrol up this side of the field when we get around to it. Lower that back down. I'd love a bigger combine, but that is going to be so far ahead in the future that I don't even need to start thinking about it yet. It's a long way away. It's good chaff we got coming out the back as well, so it's going to be a good payday if we can get it done. With the time slowed right down, we'll be able to get it done. It's just, I'm going to be sitting here for a while. That's fine. Alright, almost at 90%. That massive row of traffic still circulating. It's really cool that they got the traffic going on this map, but it does seem like they all follow exactly the same route. And they all bunch up behind the one really slow combine. In all fairness, I've gone a lot further than I thought I was going to with this, so 97, 98, 99, 100. Alright. Pipe out. And I will go and grab the patrol. Alrighty, so we are pulling up on the field again with the patrol this time. We're going to run around this way just so that we're not driving through the crop to turn around or anything silly. It doesn't really matter, but we'll go this way to start with. And I do have to correct one thing that I said in the last episode about this car. I said that I've got one just like it. Unfortunately, as happens in life, it was a toy and it had to go. It sold about 4 hours after the video went live, so unfortunately it's gone now. I loved it, but just wasn't practical for me, so right. Don't get me wrong, brilliant car, and the guys that bought it are going to have an absolute blast with it. But yeah, it was just time to move on. I've got too many toys and it was just time to move some of them on. But that's all empty, so we'll clamber back up into the New Holland and we will keep on going.
breath of earth where the roots have grown, a quiet hush beneath the trees. The world exhales in gentle peace. Echoes in the moss beneath my feet. Stories sleeping where the stillness meets. Every step a whispered rhyme, woven deep in forest time. A feather falls from skies of gray, carried slow, then floats away. The day unfolds in amber light, and every shadow feels just right. Echoes in the moss beneath my feet. Stories sleeping where the stillness meets. Every step a whispered rhyme, woven deep in forest time.
Alrighty, so we are finally on the last run of this job. It's been a long one. It's taken me a damn long time, well over an hour to do this, so I'm just going to be glad to be done with it. We're going to finally have some money in the bank, which is going to be good. Make a change from seeing that minus sign next to everything always. But we're not out of the water with it yet though, because like I said, I want to buy a fertilizer spreader and some fertilizer to put on my fields, but they've still got a few days before they're going to be grown. So we've still got to get through that, and we're going to dip into the negative again. I can feel it. I mean, we'll get to plus 3,000, and then, because the job's paying 3 and a bit grand. Sorry, it's 6 and a bit grand. So yeah, we're just going to have to go from there and yeah, see how much we end up with all up. But as you can see, I did miss a few spots. I'm hoping I don't need to come back and get those bits, because that would suck pretty bad. But we'll just finish gathering the last of this grain along here, and then I'm gonna send the patrol back down, or drive the patrol back down and dump it off, and hopefully be done. Finally make some money. Alright, let's shut her down. Get the old wife pleaser out. Unload up the poo roll. It was a damn big field, and I really don't want to have to do a field that big again with this thing. So I'm hoping that, honestly, we start bringing in our own money from our own fields, which would be nice. Whoop. Because I don't want to have to be doing other people's stuff like this again. Alright, let's get this all emptied out. And we'll jump in the patrol and we'll head to the sell point. Right, this corner always had me nervous because if you don't slow down enough, then you're gonna go straight ahead and yeet yourself into the little water channel there, which would be bad when you got other people's grain on board. I so hope this finishes it off. It should be more than enough to finish it off, surely. Alright, we'll poke ahead. It's in this weird little building here. It's a bit of an odd drop-off point, but it works, kind of. It's tight though. Up in here, get up onto the thingy, and start dumping the soybeans. Contract fin. Oh, we're making money back. Yes, we got a bit of money for that as well. Lovely. In here, go down to here, collect the money for that. Awesome, we have positive money for the first time. I haven't seen that in this series yet, so it's a big stepping stone for us. I'm gonna run this equipment back home. Right, so we're pulling up back home. I'll bring the harvester back in between episodes, but yeah, we achieved quite a bit today. We've got, this is growing along fairly nicely. Not really sure when it'll be ready, but it's growing. We've got the canola field in and also growing, so that's going to be good when that gets ready. And we completed a job, finally. Many, many, many days in the making, but we've done it with positive money for the first time. It's not going to stay that way for long because we're going to lose money, but that's fine. But that is going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you all for watching. As usual, hints, tips and tricks are always greatly appreciated. Until next time, be good or be good at it, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.